Welcome to Wisdom Audiobooks.
Have you ever wondered how to feel truly happy and fulfilled, even when you're alone? Is happiness something that depends on others, or is it a choice we can make for ourselves? This audiobook will guide you through the art of finding joy within yourself, using scientifically backed strategies to help you thrive in solitude and live your best life. Introduction. The audiobook, Happiness in Solitude: 7 Scientific Secrets to Thrive Solo in 2025, is written and published by Wisdom Audiobooks. Let's face it, loneliness and isolation are some of the most common struggles people face today. Whether you're a young professional feeling overwhelmed by societal expectations, someone going through a major life transition like a breakup or relocation, or simply someone who has chosen the path of independence, you may have moments where being alone feels more like a burden than a gift. Many of you are searching for answers. How do I stop feeling so disconnected? How do I find meaning and joy when no one else is around? And most importantly, how do I turn this solitude into an opportunity for growth and self-discovery? As Aristotle once said, happiness depends upon ourselves. Yet, in our fast-paced, hyper-connected world, it's easy to lose sight of that truth. We often look outward for validation, forgetting that true happiness begins from within. I understand how challenging it can be to navigate these feelings. As someone who has walked this journey myself, I know what it's like to feel lost, misunderstood, or even afraid of being alone. But here's the good news. Solitude doesn't have to be scary. In fact, it can become your greatest ally, a space where you reconnect with yourself, rediscover your passions, and build resilience. This audiobook was created with you in mind. It's not just another self-help guide. It's a roadmap designed to empower you with practical tools and timeless wisdom. Together, we'll explore 7 transformative strategies that will help you embrace solitude, nurture self-love, and create a life filled with purpose and contentment. By the end of this audiobook, you'll walk away with actionable steps to transform your relationship with solitude. You'll learn how to cultivate mindfulness, develop healthy habits, and foster meaningful connections. 7, if they're fewer but deeper. Most importantly, you'll discover that happiness isn't something you wait for, it's something you actively create. So, take a deep breath, grab a notebook if you'd like, and prepare to embark on a journey of self-discovery. Trust me, the insights you gain here will stay with you long after the final chapter ends. Your wisdom journey starts here.
Chapter 1. Embrace Solitude: Finding the Beauty in Being Alone. In this chapter, we're going to explore why solitude is not just a state of being but also an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Many people fear being alone because they associate it with loneliness or isolation. But as we'll soon uncover, solitude can be one of the most powerful tools for personal transformation if approached with the right mindset. By the end of this chapter, you'll understand how to differentiate between unhealthy loneliness and empowering solitude, and how to use your time alone to build strength, creativity, and inner peace. So let's dive in. 1. Understanding the difference between loneliness and solitude. Before we go any further, it's essential to clarify something critical. There's a vast difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness is a feeling, a sense of disconnection, emptiness, or longing for companionship. It often stems from unmet emotional needs or a lack of meaningful relationships. Solitude, on the other hand, is a choice. It's the act of spending time alone intentionally, without the weight of external expectations. The philosopher Blaise Pascal once said, "All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone." This quote speaks volumes about our modern obsession with constant stimulation, social media scrolling, binge-watching shows, or filling every moment with noise. We've become so uncomfortable with silence that we avoid it at all costs. But what if I told you that embracing solitude could actually make you happier, more creative, and more resilient? Research supports this idea. A study published in the journal Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin found that individuals who spent time alone reported higher levels of well-being and creativity compared to those who constantly sought social interaction. The key lies in reframing solitude, not as punishment or rejection, but as a gift. When you learn to see solitude as a chance to recharge, reflect, and reconnect with yourself, everything changes. 2. The benefits of spending time alone. Now that we've established the distinction between loneliness and solitude, let's talk about why spending time alone can be so beneficial. Here are 3 major advantages. A. Increased self-awareness. When you're surrounded by others, it's easy to lose touch with your own thoughts, desires, and emotions. Solitude gives you the space to check in with yourself, to ask questions like, what do I really want? Or how am I feeling today? Take the example of Maya Angelou, the legendary poet and author. She famously worked in hotel rooms, away from distractions, to write some of her most iconic works. Why? Because solitude allowed her to tap into her deepest thoughts and channel them into art. As she put it, you can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. B. Enhance creativity. If you've ever struggled to come up with fresh ideas or solutions, solitude might be exactly what you need. Studies show that when we're alone, our brains enter a state called default mode network, which fosters imagination and problem solving. Think about famous creatives throughout history, writers like Virginia Woolf, painters like Vincent van Gogh, or inventors like Nikola Tesla, all of whom thrived during periods of solitude. Virginia Woolf famously wrote in a room of one's own. A woman must have money and a room of her own if she is to write fiction. While her context was specific to women in literature, the underlying message applies to everyone. Having a private space to think deeply is crucial for innovation and self-expression. C. Improved mental health. Solitude also plays a vital role in managing stress and anxiety. When you take time away from the chaos of daily life, you give your mind a chance to rest and reset. Meditation teacher Sharon Salzberg explains, real happiness comes not from getting something we don't have but from recognizing the beauty of what we already possess. Solitude allows us to slow down, appreciate the present moment, and cultivate gratitude for the simple joys in life. 3. Overcoming the fear of solitude. For many people, the idea of spending extended periods alone can feel daunting. If this resonates with you, know that you're not alone. Let me share a short story that illustrates just how transformative overcoming this fear can be. A true story, Cheryl Strayed's journey through solitude. Cheryl Strayed, author of the best-selling memoir Wild, embarked on a solo hike along the Pacific Crest Trail after experiencing profound loss. The death of her mother, the breakdown of her marriage, and years of destructive behavior. At first, she was terrified. She had never hiked before, let alone tackled such a grueling journey alone. But as she walked mile after mile through desolate landscapes, she began to confront her pain head-on. In solitude, Cheryl discovered something unexpected: clarity. She realized that while she couldn't change the past, she could choose how to move forward. Her months of solitude became a turning point, leading her to rebuild her life with courage and purpose. Today, millions of readers have been inspired by her story, proving that even the darkest moments can lead to incredible growth when faced with bravery. So, how can you start embracing solitude in your own life? Here are a few practical tips. A. Start small. You don't need to commit to hours of solitude right away. Begin with just 10 to 15 minutes each day. Find a quiet spot where you won't be disturbed, turn off your phone, and simply sit with your thoughts. Use this time to breathe deeply, observe your surroundings, or jot down anything that comes to mind. B. Engage in activities that bring you joy. Solitude doesn't mean sitting still. It can involve doing things you love, whether it's painting, gardening, cooking, or reading. The key is to focus entirely on the activity without multitasking or distractions. C. Practice gratitude. Whenever you find yourself resisting solitude, shift your perspective by focusing on what you're grateful for. For instance, instead of thinking, "I'm stuck here alone," try reframing it as, "I have this precious time to myself." Gratitude has a way of transforming even the simplest moments into something beautiful. 4. A practical exercise, your first step toward embracing solitude. To help you put these concepts into practice, I'd like to guide you through a simple exercise. Grab a pen and paper, and follow these steps. 1. Reflect on your relationship with solitude. Write down how you currently feel about spending time alone. Do you enjoy it, or does it make you anxious? What fears or doubts arise when you think about solitude? 2. Identify one activity you love doing alone. Is it journaling, taking long walks, listening to music, or practicing yoga? Whatever it is, write it down and commit to doing it for at least 15 minutes tomorrow. 3. Set an intention for solitude. Before engaging in your chosen activity, set an intention. For example, you might say, I will use this time to relax and recharge. Or, I will focus on appreciating the beauty around me. Remember, embracing solitude is a skill, one that takes patience and practice. Be kind to yourself as you navigate this process. Over time, you'll find that solitude becomes less of a challenge and more of a sanctuary. As we wrap up Chapter 1, I want to leave you with a final thought from the poet Rainer Maria Rilke. Love the questions themselves, like locked rooms and like books written in a very foreign tongue. Solitude is much like this, a question waiting to be explored, a door waiting to be opened. When you embrace it with curiosity and openness, you unlock endless possibilities for growth and fulfillment. Chapter 2, Build Self-Love, the Foundation of True Happiness. In this chapter, we're going to explore one of the most transformative yet often overlooked aspects of personal growth, self-love. Many people mistakenly believe that happiness comes from external sources, approval from others, material success, or romantic relationships. But the truth is, lasting happiness begins within. Without a strong foundation of self-love, it's nearly impossible to feel truly content, no matter what's happening around you. By the end of this chapter, you'll understand why self-love is so crucial and how to cultivate it in your daily life. We'll also dive into practical strategies to help you build confidence, overcome self-doubt, and nurture a healthier relationship with yourself. Let's get started. 1. Why self-love matters more than you think. Before we discuss how to practice self-love, let's first talk about why it matters so much. At its core, self-love is about accepting yourself fully, your strengths, weaknesses, successes, and failures. It's about treating yourself with kindness, compassion, and respect, just as you would a dear friend. The renowned psychologist Carl Rogers once said, "The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change." This statement perfectly encapsulates the power of self-love. When you stop fighting against who you are and start embracing your authentic self, you create space for growth and transformation. But here's the reality. Many of us struggle with self-love because we've been conditioned to focus on our flaws. From childhood, we're taught to strive for perfection, compare ourselves to others, and seek validation from external sources. Over time, this mindset erodes our self-esteem and leaves us feeling unworthy. Consider this statistic. According to a study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, individuals with higher levels of self-compassion report greater psychological well-being, resilience, and overall life satisfaction. In contrast, those who lack self-love often experience chronic stress, anxiety, and feelings of inadequacy. Self-love isn't selfish, it's necessary. When you love yourself, you set boundaries, prioritize your needs, and make choices that align with your values. You become less reliant on others for approval and more confident in your ability to navigate life's challenges. 2. Signs you need to work on self-love. How do you know if you need to work on self-love? Here are some common signs. A. Constant self-criticism. Do you find yourself constantly criticizing your appearance, abilities, or decisions? For example, after a presentation at work, do you dwell on the parts you didn't nail instead of celebrating what went well? B. Seeking validation from others. If your mood depends heavily on whether someone likes your social media post or compliments your outfit, it may indicate a lack of self-worth. External validation feels good temporarily, but it doesn't sustain long-term happiness. C. Difficulty saying no. People who struggle with self-love often have trouble setting boundaries. They say yes to things they don't want to do out of fear of rejection or conflict, leaving them feeling resentful and drained. D. Feeling unworthy of love or success. Deep down, do you believe you deserve happiness, success, or meaningful relationships? If not, it's likely due to low self-esteem. To illustrate this point, let me share a powerful story. A true story, Brené Brown's journey towards self-acceptance. Brené Brown, a research professor and best-selling author known for her work on vulnerability, courage, and shame, spent years battling her own inner critic. Early in her career, she was consumed by self-doubt and fear of failure. She pushed herself relentlessly, striving for perfection in every area of her life. It wasn't until she began studying shame and vulnerability that she realized the root of her struggles: a lack of self-acceptance. Through her research, she discovered that embracing imperfection and practicing self-compassion were key to unlocking her full potential. Today, Brené is celebrated worldwide for her insights into human connection, and her journey serves as a reminder that self-love is a lifelong process. 3. Practical strategies to build self-love. Now that we've identified why self-love matters and the signs that you might need to nurture it, let's dive into actionable strategies to help you cultivate it. A. Practice positive affirmations. Affirmations are simple yet powerful statements designed to reprogram your subconscious mind. Start each day by looking in the mirror and saying something positive about yourself. For example, I am enough, I deserve love and respect. Or, I trust my ability to handle whatever comes my way. At first, these affirmations might feel awkward or forced, but stick with them. Over time, they'll begin to reshape how you see yourself. As Louise Hay, author of You Can Heal Your Life, famously said, "Every thought we think is creating our future." Choose thoughts that uplift and empower you. B. Celebrate your wins, big and small. Too often, we dismiss our achievements or brush them aside as insignificant. Instead, take time to acknowledge your progress. Did you finish a challenging project? Write it down. Did you step outside your comfort zone today? Give yourself credit. By focusing on your wins, you reinforce the belief that you're capable and deserving of success. C. Treat yourself like a friend. Imagine a close friend came to you feeling upset or discouraged. Would you berate them for their mistakes, or would you offer words of encouragement and support? Most likely the latter. So why not treat yourself the same way? Whenever you catch yourself being overly critical, pause and ask, would I speak to someone I care about this way? If the answer is no, adjust your tone. D. Set healthy boundaries. Learning to say no is one of the most profound acts of self-love. It communicates that your time, energy, and well-being matter. Start small. Perhaps decline an invitation to an event you're not excited about or delegate a task you don't have the bandwidth for. Remember, saying no to others means saying yes to yourself. E. Surround yourself with positivity. Your environment plays a significant role in shaping your self-perception. Spend time with people who uplift and inspire you, and distance yourself from those who drain your energy or make you feel small. Jim Rohn, a motivational speaker, once said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Choose wisely. F. Prioritize self-care. Self-care isn't just about bubble baths and face masks, though those can be nice too. It's about taking deliberate steps to nurture your physical, emotional, and mental health. Whether it's exercising regularly, eating nourishing foods, or scheduling downtime to recharge, self-care sends a clear message: I value myself. 4. A practical exercise, building your self-love routine. Let's put these strategies into action with a simple exercise. Take out your notebook and follow these steps. 1. Write down 3 things you love about yourself. These could be qualities, talents, or accomplishments. For example, I'm a great listener, I always try my best, or I made someone smile today. Be specific and honest. 2. Identify one area where you want to grow. Maybe you'd like to improve your patience, develop a new skill, or become more assertive. Write it down and commit to working on it over the next month. 3. Create a daily self-love ritual. Choose one activity that makes you feel good, whether it's journaling, meditating, or dancing to your favorite song, and dedicate 5 to 10 minutes each day to it. Consistency is key. Remember, building self-love is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs along the way, but every step forward counts. Chapter 3. Develop healthy habits, the keys to lasting happiness. In this chapter, we're going to explore the transformative power of habits and how they can help you create a life filled with joy, balance, and fulfillment. You've already learned about embracing solitude and building self-love. Now it's time to take those foundations and turn them into daily practices that support your happiness. Habits are the invisible architecture of our lives. They shape who we are, how we feel, and what we achieve. As Aristotle wisely said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. By developing healthy habits, you'll not only improve your physical and mental well-being but also set yourself up for long-term success. By the end of this chapter, you'll have a clear roadmap for creating habits that stick, and strategies to overcome common obstacles along the way. Let's dive in. 1. Why habits are the building blocks of happiness. Before we discuss specific habits, let's first understand why they're so critical to your happiness. Habits are automatic behaviors that require little conscious effort once they're established. This means they can either work for you or against you, depending on whether they're positive or negative. For example, imagine someone who starts each day by scrolling through social media for hours. Over time, this habit can lead to feelings of inadequacy, comparison, and stress. On the other hand, someone who begins their morning with a gratitude journal or a short meditation session sets a positive tone for the rest of the day. Research shows that nearly 40% of our daily actions are driven by habits rather than deliberate decisions. This highlights the importance of intentionally designing your routines to align with your goals and values. When you replace unproductive habits with healthier ones, you create a ripple effect that enhances every area of your life. But here's the challenge: forming new habits isn't always easy. It requires consistency, patience, and a willingness to push through discomfort. To illustrate this point, let me share a story. A true story: James Clear's journey to habit mastery. James Clear, author of the best-selling book Atomic Habits, didn't start out as a productivity guru. In fact, his journey began after a devastating injury during high school baseball practice left him struggling physically and mentally. Determined to rebuild his strength and confidence, he turned to small, incremental changes, like doing 2 push-ups a day or reading 1 page of a book. Over time, these tiny habits compounded into remarkable results. He went on to excel academically, athletically, and professionally, all thanks to the power of consistent action. His story teaches us that big transformations often stem from seemingly insignificant steps. 2. The science behind habit formation. Understanding the science behind habit formation can make it easier to adopt new behaviors. According to Charles Duhigg, author of The Power of Habit, every habit follows a 3-step loop known as the habit loop: cue, routine, reward. Cue: this is the trigger that prompts your brain to initiate a behavior. For example, feeling tired might cue you to grab a cup of coffee. Routine: this is the actual behavior itself, the action you take in response to the cue. Reward: this is the benefit you gain from completing the routine. Rewards reinforce the habit loop, making it more likely you'll repeat the behavior in the future. To build healthy habits, focus on optimizing each part of the loop. Here are some tips. A. Make cues obvious. Place reminders where you'll see them. If you want to drink more water, keep a reusable bottle on your desk. If you aim to read daily, leave a book next to your bed. B. Keep routines simple. Start with habits that are easy to perform. Instead of committing to an hour-long workout, begin with just 5 minutes of stretching. Small wins build momentum. C. Reward yourself. Celebrate your progress, no matter how minor. After finishing a task, treat yourself to something enjoyable, a favorite snack, a relaxing bath, or even a few minutes of your favorite show. Additionally, research suggests it takes an average of 66 days to form a new habit. While this time frame varies depending on the individual and the complexity of the habit, the key takeaway is persistence. Don't give up if you miss a day, just get back on track. 3. Essential healthy habits for happiness. Now that you understand the mechanics of habit formation, let's explore 5 essential habits that will enhance your happiness and overall well-being. A. Prioritize physical activity. Exercise isn't just good for your body, it's a powerful mood booster. Studies show that regular physical activity reduces symptoms of anxiety and depression while increasing energy levels and self-esteem. Find an activity you enjoy, whether it's yoga, dancing, hiking, or simply taking a brisk walk around the block. As Hippocrates famously said, "Walking is man's best medicine." Even 20 to 30 minutes of movement per day can make a significant difference. B. Practice mindful eating. What you eat directly impacts how you feel. Processed foods high in sugar and unhealthy fats can leave you sluggish and irritable, while nutrient-dense meals fuel both your body and mind. Start paying attention to how different foods affect your mood and energy levels. One simple habit to try: before eating, pause for a moment to appreciate your food. Notice its colors, textures, and aromas. This mindfulness practice fosters gratitude and helps prevent overeating. C. Get enough sleep. Sleep is non-negotiable when it comes to happiness and productivity. Chronic sleep deprivation has been linked to irritability, poor decision-making, and weakened immune function. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night by establishing a calming bedtime routine. Consider setting a digital curfew an hour before bed to minimize screen exposure, which disrupts melatonin production. Reading a book or practicing deep breathing exercises can help signal to your brain that it's time to wind down. D. Stay connected, even when alone. While solitude has its benefits, human connection remains vital for emotional health. Make it a habit to nurture meaningful relationships, even if they're virtual. Schedule regular check-ins with loved ones, join online communities centered around shared interests, or volunteer for causes you care about. As Helen Keller once said, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." Connection reminds us that we're part of something larger than ourselves. E. Dedicate time to learning and growth. Learning keeps your mind sharp and sparks curiosity. Whether it's picking up a new hobby, listening to educational podcasts, or enrolling in a course, continuous growth fosters a sense of purpose and accomplishment. Try dedicating just 15 minutes a day to learning. Over time, these small investments add up to significant knowledge and skill development. 4. A practical exercise. Design your daily habit stack. Let's put these ideas into practice with a simple exercise. Grab your notebook and follow these steps. 1. List 3 habits you want to build. Choose habits that align with your goals and values. For example, exercising for 10 minutes, drinking 8 glasses of water, or writing in a gratitude journal. 2. Identify your cues and rewards. For each habit, determine a specific cue, trigger, and reward to reinforce the behavior. For example, cue for drinking water. Place a large water bottle on your desk. Reward for drinking water. Enjoy a piece of fruit after finishing half the bottle. Cue for exercising. Lay out your workout clothes the night before. Reward for exercising. Treat yourself to a relaxing shower or your favorite podcast episode afterward. 3. Create a habit stack. Pair new habits with existing ones to make them easier to adopt. For instance, if you already brush your teeth every morning, use that as a cue to meditate for 2 minutes immediately afterward. Over time, these small actions will become automatic. 4. Track your progress. Use a habit tracker, a simple chart or app, to monitor your consistency. Seeing streaks of successful days can motivate you to keep going, even when motivation wanes. Remember, building habits is like planting seeds in a garden. You won't see results overnight, but with patience and care, they'll grow into something beautiful. Chapter 4. Cultivate mindfulness. Living fully in the present moment. In this chapter, we're going to explore one of the most powerful tools for reducing stress, enhancing focus, and finding joy in everyday life: mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present, engaging with your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. It's about slowing down, tuning into the here and now, and letting go of worries about the past or future. As Jon Kabat-Zinn, the pioneer of modern mindfulness, once said, "You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf." Life may throw challenges your way, but mindfulness equips you with the skills to navigate them with grace and calm. By the end of this chapter, you'll have a clear understanding of what mindfulness is, why it matters, and how to incorporate it into your daily routine. Let's begin. 1. What is mindfulness, and why does it matter? At its core, mindfulness is about awareness. It's the ability to observe your thoughts, emotions, and sensations without getting caught up in them. Instead of reacting impulsively, you pause, breathe, and respond thoughtfully. This simple shift can profoundly impact your mental health and overall well-being. Consider this: our minds are constantly racing. We replay past mistakes, worry about future uncertainties, and multitask to the point of exhaustion. According to a study by Harvard researchers, people spend nearly 47% of their waking hours thinking about something other than what they're doing. This mind wandering often leads to unhappiness because it disconnects us from the richness of the present moment. Mindfulness counters this tendency by anchoring us in the now. When you practice mindfulness, you train your brain to focus on what's happening right in front of you: the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the sound of birds chirping, or the taste of your morning coffee. These small moments of presence add up, creating a sense of peace and contentment that no external achievement can replicate. But mindfulness isn't just a philosophical concept, it's backed by science. Research shows that regular mindfulness practice reduces symptoms of anxiety and depression, improves attention span, and even boosts immune function. One study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that mindfulness meditation was as effective as antidepressants in treating mild to moderate depression. To illustrate the transformative power of mindfulness, let me share a story. A true story: the monk who taught the world to breathe. Thich Nhat Hanh, a Vietnamese Zen master and one of the most influential mindfulness teachers of our time, dedicated his life to helping others find peace amidst chaos. During the Vietnam War, he worked tirelessly to promote nonviolence and reconciliation. Despite facing immense suffering and loss, he remained grounded through his practice of mindful breathing. He famously said, "Feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. Conscious breathing is my anchor." His teachings inspired millions worldwide, proving that even in the face of adversity, mindfulness can provide solace and clarity. 2. How to practice mindfulness in everyday life. Now that you understand the importance of mindfulness, let's discuss practical ways to integrate it into your daily life. Here are 5 strategies to help you cultivate mindfulness. A. Start with your breath. Breathing is the simplest and most accessible tool for mindfulness. Whenever you feel overwhelmed or distracted, take a few deep breaths. Focus on the sensation of air entering and leaving your nostrils. If your mind starts to wander, gently bring your attention back to your breath. Try this exercise: set a timer for 3 minutes and sit quietly. Close your eyes if you'd like, and simply observe your breath. Notice how your chest rises and falls, how your abdomen expands and contracts. This short practice can reset your nervous system and bring you back to the present moment. B. Engage fully in routine activities. Mindfulness doesn't require special equipment or extra time. You can practice it while doing everyday tasks like washing dishes, brushing your teeth, or walking. Instead of rushing through these activities, slow down and pay attention to the details. For example, while washing dishes, notice the temperature of the water, the texture of the soap bubbles, and the weight of each plate. While walking, focus on the rhythm of your steps, the feeling of your feet touching the ground, and the sights and sounds around you. As Thich Nhat Hanh advised, walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet. Approach every action with intention and gratitude. C. Practice gratitude through observation. Mindfulness and gratitude go hand in hand. By paying close attention to your surroundings, you can uncover countless reasons to be thankful. For instance, on your commute, notice the beauty of the sunrise or the kindness of strangers. During meals, savor each bite and appreciate the effort that went into preparing your food. Take a moment each day to write down 3 things you're grateful for. This habit not only cultivates mindfulness but also shifts your perspective toward positivity. D. Use technology wisely. While technology connects us, it can also pull us out of the present moment. To practice mindfulness, set boundaries around screen time. Turn off unnecessary notifications, designate tech-free zones, like the dinner table, and avoid scrolling aimlessly when you're bored. Instead, use apps designed for mindfulness, such as Headspace or Calm, to guide your practice. Embrace imperfection. One common misconception about mindfulness is that it requires complete stillness or perfection. In reality, mindfulness is about acceptance, not striving for an unattainable ideal. If your mind wanders during meditation, don't criticize yourself. Acknowledge the distraction, then gently return to your focal point. As Pema Chodron, a renowned Buddhist teacher, reminds us, nothing ever goes away until it has taught us what we need to know. Allow imperfections to teach you patience and self-compassion. 3. A practical exercise, a guided mindfulness meditation. Let's put mindfulness into action with a guided meditation. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed, and follow these steps. 1. Sit comfortably. Sit upright in a chair or cross-legged on the floor. Rest your hands on your lap or knees, palms facing up or down. 2. Close your eyes, optional. If closing your eyes feels comfortable, do so. Otherwise, soften your gaze and look downward. 3. Focus on your breath. Take a deep inhale through your nose, counting to 4. Hold your breath for 4 counts, then exhale slowly for another 4 counts. Repeat this cycle several times. 4. Scan your body. Starting at the top of your head, mentally scan your body for areas of tension. As you breathe, imagine sending relaxation to those spots. Move downward your forehead, jaw, neck, shoulders, arms, torso, legs, and feet. 5. Notice thoughts without judgment. As thoughts arise, acknowledge them without engaging. Imagine them as clouds drifting across the sky. Let them pass naturally. 6. Return to the present. After 5 minutes, slowly open your eyes if closed. Take a moment to notice how you feel before resuming your day. This meditation can be practiced anytime you need a mental reset. Over time, it will become second nature. As we conclude Chapter 4, I want to leave you with a quote from Eckhart Tolle. Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. Mindfulness teaches us to embrace the present, not as a fleeting moment, but as the essence of existence itself. Chapter 5. Nurture social connections, quality over quantity. In this chapter, we're going to explore the importance of meaningful relationships and how they contribute to our happiness, even when living independently or spending significant time alone. Contrary to popular belief, you don't need a large circle of friends or constant social interaction to feel connected. What truly matters is the depth and quality of your relationships. As Helen Keller wisely said, walking with a friend in the dark is better than walking alone in the light. A few genuine connections can provide immense support, joy, and fulfillment. By the end of this chapter, you'll learn how to cultivate deeper, more meaningful relationships while maintaining healthy boundaries. Let's dive in. 1. The importance of social connections for happiness. Human beings are inherently social creatures. From ancient times, our survival depended on forming tribes and communities. Even today, research consistently shows that strong social connections are one of the strongest predictors of happiness and longevity. A landmark study conducted by Harvard University over 80 years revealed that close relationships, not wealth, fame, or career success, are what keep people happy throughout their lives. Participants who reported having supportive, loving relationships were not only happier but also physically healthier compared to those who lacked such connections. However, it's crucial to understand that not all relationships are created equal. Superficial interactions, like casual acquaintances or fleeting online exchanges, rarely satisfy our emotional needs. What we crave are authentic connections where we feel seen, heard, and valued. Unfortunately, many people struggle to form meaningful bonds due to busy schedules, fear of vulnerability, or simply not knowing how to nurture these relationships. This is especially true for individuals who live alone or work remotely. But here's the good news: cultivating deep connections doesn't require an extensive network, it just requires intentionality. To illustrate this point, let me share a story. A true story, The Power of One Friend. In her book Braving the Wilderness, Brené Brown recounts a conversation she had with a woman named Sarah. Sarah shared how, during a particularly difficult period in her life, she realized she didn't need dozens of friends to get through it. She needed just one person she could trust completely. That person turned out to be her neighbor, Lisa. Though their initial interactions were brief and polite, Sarah took the initiative to deepen the relationship by inviting Lisa over for coffee. Over time, they began sharing their struggles, joys, and dreams. When Sarah faced a crisis later on, Lisa was there, not because she felt obligated, but because their bond had grown into something real and enduring. This story reminds us that meaningful connections often start small but have the potential to transform our lives. 2. How to build and strengthen meaningful relationships. Now that we've established the importance of quality connections, let's discuss practical ways to build and strengthen them. Here are 5 strategies to help you nurture meaningful relationships. A. Prioritize depth over breadth. Instead of trying to expand your social circle, focus on deepening existing relationships. Identify the people in your life who genuinely care about you and invest time in those connections. Ask thoughtful questions, listen actively, and show genuine interest in their lives. For example, instead of asking, "How was your day?" try, "What's something that made you smile recently?" These kinds of questions invite vulnerability and foster closeness. B. Be vulnerable and authentic. Authenticity is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. When you open up about your struggles, fears, and aspirations, you give others permission to do the same. While vulnerability can feel uncomfortable at first, it creates a safe space for mutual understanding and trust. As Brené Brown explains, vulnerability is the birthplace of love, belonging, joy, courage, empathy, and creativity. Don't shy away from sharing your true self. It's what makes you relatable and lovable. C. Practice active listening. Listening is one of the most powerful ways to show someone you care. Unfortunately, many of us listen to respond rather than to understand. To practice active listening, maintain eye contact. Avoid interrupting or planning your response while the other person is speaking. Reflect back what you hear by saying things like, "It sounds like you're feeling," or "That must have been really challenging." When people feel truly heard, they're more likely to open up and reciprocate. D. Create shared experiences. Shared experiences are a cornerstone of strong relationships. Whether it's cooking a meal together, taking a hike, or attending a virtual event, doing activities side by side strengthens your bond. These moments create memories and inside jokes that become the fabric of your connection. If distance separates you from loved ones, technology can bridge the gap. Schedule regular video calls, play online games together, or watch movies simultaneously using apps like Teleparty. E. Show appreciation regularly. People thrive on recognition and appreciation. Make it a habit to express gratitude for the people in your life. A simple text message like, "I'm so grateful to have you in my corner," or a handwritten note can go a long way in making someone feel valued. Small gestures of kindness, like remembering someone's birthday, checking in after a tough day, or offering help without being asked, also reinforce your commitment to the relationship. 3. Balancing independence and connection. One common challenge for those embracing solitude is finding the right balance between independence and connection. On one hand, too much isolation can lead to loneliness. On the other, relying excessively on others can hinder personal growth. So how do you strike the perfect equilibrium? A. Set boundaries. Healthy boundaries are essential for maintaining both autonomy and connection. Communicate your needs clearly and respectfully. For instance, if you need some alone time after a hectic week, let your friends know in advance rather than canceling plans last minute. Boundaries aren't about pushing people away. They're about ensuring that your relationships remain sustainable and fulfilling. B. Learn to enjoy your own company. The more comfortable you are with yourself, the less pressure you'll put on others to complete you. Use your solo time to pursue hobbies, reflect, or recharge. This self-sufficiency allows you to enter relationships from a place of abundance rather than neediness. As Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Nothing can bring you peace but yourself." When you're content alone, you attract healthier, more balanced relationships. C. Seek out like-minded people. Surround yourself with individuals who share your values, passions, and goals. Join clubs, attend workshops, or participate in community events where you're likely to meet like-minded people. These connections tend to deepen faster because you already have common ground. For remote workers or introverts, online communities centered around specific interests, e.g., book clubs, fitness groups, or professional networks, can be excellent places to forge meaningful friendships. 4. A practical exercise: strengthening one key relationship. Let's put these ideas into action with a practical exercise designed to deepen one key relationship in your life. Follow these steps. 1. Choose someone important to you. Think of a person whose presence enriches your life, a close friend, family member, or colleague. This could be someone you'd like to reconnect with or a current relationship you want to strengthen further. 2. Plan a meaningful interaction. Reach out and propose spending quality time together. If meeting in person isn't possible, suggest a phone call, video chat, or even exchanging letters. Tailor the activity to suit both of your preferences, for example, grabbing coffee, going for a walk, or collaborating on a creative project. 3. Prepare thoughtful questions. Before your interaction, jot down a few questions to spark meaningful conversation. Examples include: what's something you're proud of lately? Is there a dream you've been wanting to pursue? What's one lesson you've learned this year? 4. Express gratitude. During or after your interaction, take a moment to express appreciation. Say something like, "I really value our friendship. It means so much to me." Sincerity is key here. 5. Follow up. Afterward, send a quick message thanking them for their time and letting them know you enjoyed the experience. Following up reinforces the bond and keeps the momentum going. Chapter 6. Find Purpose: Unlocking Your Inner Drive. In this chapter, we're going to explore one of the most profound and fulfilling aspects of life: purpose. Purpose is the guiding force that gives meaning to our days, fuels our passions, and helps us navigate challenges with resilience. As Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, famously said, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost anyhow." When you discover your purpose, you unlock a source of motivation that transcends external circumstances. It's what keeps you inspired, even in solitude or during difficult times. By the end of this chapter, you'll have practical tools to uncover your purpose and align your daily actions with it. Let's dive in. 1. Why purpose matters for happiness. Purpose is more than just a lofty ideal, it's a fundamental human need. Research shows that people who feel a strong sense of purpose report higher levels of happiness, better physical health, and greater psychological resilience. But what exactly is purpose? Purpose is the reason behind your actions, the why that drives you forward. It doesn't have to be grandiose or world-changing. It simply needs to resonate deeply with you. For some, purpose might involve helping others, pursuing creative expression, or contributing to their community. For others, it could mean personal growth, learning new skills, or nurturing relationships. Without purpose, life can feel aimless or empty, even if you're surrounded by comfort and success. Many people fall into the trap of chasing external markers of achievement, money, status, or recognition, only to realize they still feel unfulfilled. This is because true satisfaction comes from within, from knowing that your efforts align with something meaningful. To illustrate this point, let me share a story. A true story: the art teacher who found her calling. Sarah was a corporate lawyer who spent years climbing the career ladder. On paper, she had everything: a prestigious job, financial stability, and professional accolades. Yet, deep down, she felt restless and disconnected. One day, while volunteering at a local shelter, Sarah met a group of children eager to learn but lacking access to art supplies. Inspired, she began teaching them how to paint and draw during her weekends. What started as a small act of kindness quickly became her passion. Over time, Sarah left her law firm to pursue teaching full-time, founding an organization that brought art education to underserved communities. Looking back, Sarah realized her purpose wasn't about titles or accolades. It was about inspiring creativity and connection in others. Finding her purpose transformed not only her life but also the lives of countless children. 2. How to discover your purpose. If you're unsure of your purpose, don't worry, you're not alone. Discovering your purpose is a journey, not a destination. Here are 5 steps to help you uncover what truly matters to you. A. Reflect on your passions. What activities make you lose track of time? What topics excite you so much that you could talk about them for hours? Passion often points toward purpose. Make a list of things you love doing, whether it's writing, gardening, mentoring, or solving problems. For example, if you enjoy helping others, your purpose might involve volunteering, coaching, or working in fields like healthcare or education. B. Identify your strengths. We all have unique talents and abilities that set us apart. Ask yourself, what am I naturally good at? These strengths can provide clues about where your purpose lies. If you're great at organizing events, perhaps your purpose involves bringing people together. If you excel at storytelling, maybe your purpose revolves around sharing ideas or experiences. C. Explore your values. Your values are the principles that guide your decisions and actions. They reflect what you stand for and what you believe is important in life. Common values include compassion, integrity, creativity, freedom, and growth. When your purpose aligns with your values, it feels authentic and fulfilling. Take a moment to write down your top 3 values. Then ask yourself, how can I live these values every day? D. Look for patterns in your life. Think about moments when you felt most alive, proud, or fulfilled. What were you doing? Who were you with? What impact did you have? Often, recurring themes in your life reveal your purpose. For instance, if you've consistently been drawn to roles that involve leadership or problem solving, your purpose might revolve around guiding others or creating solutions. E. Experiment and iterate. Finding your purpose isn't a one-time event, it's an ongoing process of exploration and refinement. Try new things, take risks, and pay attention to what resonates with you. You might stumble upon your purpose through unexpected paths, such as a hobby, a side project, or a chance encounter. Remember, purpose evolves over time. What drives you today may shift as you grow and experience new things, and that's perfectly okay. 3. Aligning daily actions with your purpose. Once you've identified your purpose, the next step is to integrate it into your daily life. Living with purpose means making choices that reflect your values and passions, no matter how big or small. Here are 4 strategies to help you stay aligned. A. Set intentional goals. Break your purpose into actionable goals that you can work toward each day, week, or month. For example, if your purpose involves inspiring others, your goal might be to start a blog, host workshops, or mentor someone regularly. Having clear objectives keeps you focused and motivated. B. Create a morning ritual. Start your day by reminding yourself of your purpose. Spend a few minutes journaling, meditating, or visualizing how you want to show up in the world. This practice sets a positive tone and ensures you begin each day with intention. C. Practice gratitude for progress. Celebrate the small wins along the way. Did you take a step toward your purpose today? Acknowledge it. Gratitude reinforces your commitment and reminds you of the joy your purpose brings. D. Surround yourself with supportive people. Share your purpose with trusted friends or mentors who can encourage and hold you accountable. Their support will keep you inspired, especially during challenging times. 4. A practical exercise, crafting your purpose statement. Let's put these concepts into action with a practical exercise. Grab your notebook and follow these steps to craft a personal purpose statement. 1. Answer these questions. What are my core values? What am I passionate about? What strengths do I bring to the table? How do I want to impact the world or those around me? 2. Combine your answers. Use your responses to create a concise statement that captures your purpose. For example, my purpose is to inspire creativity and connection by sharing stories that uplift and empower others. I exist to nurture growth and healing through acts of kindness and service. 3. Refine and revisit. Your purpose statement doesn't have to be perfect, it's meant to evolve as you do. Keep it somewhere visible, like your desk or phone, and revisit it regularly to ensure your actions align with your vision. Chapter 7: Practice Gratitude, the Path to Endless Joy. In this final chapter, we're going to explore one of the simplest yet most powerful practices for cultivating happiness: gratitude. Gratitude is more than just saying, "Thank you." It's a mindset, a way of seeing the world through a lens of appreciation and abundance. As Melody Beattie beautifully said, "Gratitude turns what we have into enough and more." When you practice gratitude consistently, you shift your focus from what's lacking in your life to what's abundant, creating a ripple effect of positivity. By the end of this chapter, you'll understand how gratitude transforms your perspective, enhances your well-being, and strengthens your connection to yourself and others. Let's dive in. 1. Why gratitude is a game-changer for happiness. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good emotion, it's a scientifically proven pathway to greater happiness and fulfillment. Research shows that practicing gratitude rewires your brain to focus on the positive aspects of life, reducing stress, anxiety, and depression. A landmark study by psychologists Robert Emmons and Michael McCullough found that participants who kept a daily gratitude journal reported higher levels of optimism, better sleep quality, and even fewer physical symptoms of illness compared to those who didn't. But why does gratitude have such a profound impact? The answer lies in its ability to reframe your experiences. When you consciously acknowledge the good things in your life, no matter how small, you train your mind to notice and appreciate them. Over time, this habit shifts your baseline level of happiness, making it easier to find joy even in challenging circumstances. To illustrate the transformative power of gratitude, let me share a story. A true story, the power of a gratitude journal. Sarah Ban Breathnock, author of Simple Abundance, struggled with overwhelming stress and dissatisfaction during a particularly difficult period in her life. One day, she decided to start writing down 5 things she was grateful for each evening before bed. At first, it felt forced. She had to dig deep to find anything worth appreciating. But over time, something remarkable happened. Not only did Sarah begin noticing more positives in her daily life, but she also started feeling lighter, calmer, and more content. Her gratitude journal became a lifeline, helping her navigate tough times with resilience and grace. Today, her book has inspired millions worldwide to embrace gratitude as a tool for personal transformation. 2. How to practice gratitude effectively. Now that we've established why gratitude matters, let's discuss practical ways to incorporate it into your daily routine. Here are 5 strategies to help you harness the power of gratitude. A. Keep a gratitude journal. One of the most effective ways to practice gratitude is by keeping a journal. Each day, write down 3 to 5 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be monumental. Small moments like a kind word from a stranger, a beautiful sunset, or a delicious meal count too. The key is consistency. Make it a habit to reflect on your blessings at the same time every day, whether it's first thing in the morning or right before bed. Over time, you'll begin noticing patterns and realizing how much goodness already exists in your life. B. Express gratitude to others. Gratitude doesn't have to stay internal. It can be shared outwardly to strengthen relationships and spread positivity. Take a moment to thank someone who has made a difference in your life. This could be as simple as sending a heartfelt text message, writing a note, or expressing your appreciation face-to-face. For example, tell a colleague, "I really appreciate your support on that project, it meant a lot to me." Or call an old friend and say, "I'm so grateful for our friendship and all the memories we've shared." These acts of kindness not only brighten someone else's day but also deepen your sense of connection. C. Use visual reminders. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to forget to pause and appreciate the present moment. Create visual reminders to prompt feelings of gratitude throughout your day. For instance, place sticky notes with affirmations like, "I am grateful," around your home or workspace. Set a daily alarm on your phone labeled, "Pause and reflect." Keep a jar where you jot down things you're thankful for and revisit them periodically. These reminders serve as anchors, pulling you back to a state of appreciation whenever distractions arise. D. Reframe challenges with gratitude. Even in difficult situations, there's often something to be grateful for. Instead of focusing solely on the negative, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? What strengths has it revealed about me? Who has supported me through this challenge? For example, if you lose your job, you might feel devastated initially. However, reframing the situation allows you to see opportunities for growth, such as learning new skills, exploring different career paths, or spending more time with loved ones. Gratitude helps you find silver linings, no matter how dark the clouds may seem. Practice mindful gratitude. Combine mindfulness and gratitude by savoring the present moment. Whether you're enjoying a cup of tea, walking in nature, or hugging a loved one, take a few seconds to fully immerse yourself in the experience. Notice the sights, sounds, smells, and sensations, and silently express gratitude for them. This practice not only amplifies your enjoyment of the moment but also trains your brain to seek out beauty and wonder in everyday life. 3. The science behind gratitude's impact. To truly understand the power of gratitude, let's delve deeper into the science behind it. Studies using brain imaging technology have shown that practicing gratitude activates regions associated with reward processing, empathy, and emotional regulation. Specifically, the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision-making and self-control, is strengthened, enhancing your ability to manage stress. Dopamine and serotonin levels increase, boosting mood and overall well-being. Neural pathways related to negativity bias weaken, making it easier to maintain a positive outlook. Additionally, gratitude fosters social bonds. When you express gratitude toward others, it triggers a reciprocal response, strengthening mutual trust and cooperation. This is why cultures that prioritize gratitude often report higher levels of community cohesion and collective happiness. Interestingly, gratitude also benefits physical health. People who regularly practice gratitude tend to exercise more, eat healthier, and visit the doctor less frequently. This suggests that gratitude isn't just a mental exercise, it's a holistic practice that nurtures body, mind, and spirit. 4. A practical exercise, starting your gratitude practice. Let's put these ideas into action with a practical exercise designed to kickstart your gratitude practice. Follow these steps. 1. Choose a format. Decide how you'd like to document your gratitude. Options include writing in a notebook or journal, using a digital app like Day One or Gratitude, creating a gratitude jar where you drop handwritten notes. 2. List 3 things daily. Commit to identifying 3 things you're grateful for each day. Be specific, for example, instead of writing, "My family," try, "the laughter we shared during dinner." Specificity makes the practice more meaningful. 3. Reflect on why you're grateful. After listing each item, briefly explain why you're thankful for it. For instance, I'm grateful for my morning walk because it energizes me and clears my mind. I'm grateful for my neighbor's kindness because it reminded me of the goodness in people. 4. Review weekly. Once a week, take time to review your entries. Reflect on recurring themes and notice how your perspective has shifted over time. Celebrate the progress you've made in cultivating gratitude. Gratitude reminds us that happiness isn't something we wait for, it's something we create. By practicing gratitude, you not only enrich your own life but also inspire others to do the same. Together, we can build a world rooted in appreciation, kindness, and connection. Audiobook conclusion. As we reach the end of How to Be Happy Alone, 7 Science-Backed Strategies for 2025, let's take a moment to reflect on the key lessons we've explored together. 1. Embrace solitude. Solitude is not loneliness, it's an opportunity to reconnect with yourself, build resilience, and unlock creativity. By embracing solitude, you can transform it from a source of discomfort into a sanctuary of growth. 2. Build self-love. True happiness begins within. By practicing self-love, celebrating your strengths, and treating yourself with kindness, you create a solid foundation for personal fulfillment. 3. Develop healthy habits. Small, consistent actions lead to big transformations. Prioritize physical activity, mindful eating, quality sleep, and other habits that nurture your body and mind. 4. Cultivate mindfulness. Living in the present moment reduces stress and enhances joy. Through mindfulness practices like meditation, deep breathing, and intentional observation, you can find peace amidst chaos. 5. Nurture social connections. Meaningful relationships are vital for happiness. Focus on building deep, authentic connections rather than accumulating superficial ones. 6. Find purpose. Purpose gives your life direction and meaning. By identifying your passions, values, and strengths, you can align your daily actions with what truly matters to you. 7. Practice gratitude. Gratitude shifts your perspective from scarcity to abundance. By regularly acknowledging the good in your life, you cultivate lasting happiness and strengthen your connection to others. These 7 strategies are not isolated. They work together to create a holistic approach to happiness. Whether you're living alone or navigating life's challenges, these tools will empower you to thrive. Now that you've gained valuable insights, I want to encourage you to take action. Happiness isn't something that happens by chance. It's a choice you make every single day. Start small. Pick one strategy from this audiobook and commit to practicing it consistently. For example, if you're drawn to mindfulness, set aside 5 minutes each morning for a breathing exercise. If gratitude resonates with you, begin keeping a gratitude journal tonight. If purpose excites you, dedicate an hour this week to exploring your passions. Remember, progress takes time. Don't be discouraged by setbacks. Every step forward counts. As you apply these strategies, you'll notice subtle yet profound changes in how you feel, think, and interact with the world around you. I believe in you. You have everything you need to create a life filled with joy, balance, and fulfillment. Trust the process, stay patient, and celebrate your growth along the way. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Your decision to invest in your personal growth is a testament to your strength and determination. I hope this audiobook has provided you with practical tools, inspiration, and clarity to navigate life with confidence and purpose. If you found value in this content, please show your support by liking, sharing this video, and subscribing to Wisdom Audiobooks. Your engagement helps us reach more people who are seeking wisdom and transformation. And most importantly, never stop learning, growing, and evolving. The path to happiness is ongoing, but you now have the roadmap to guide you forward. Thank you once again for being part of this community. Until next time, remember, you are capable of creating the life you desire, one mindful, grateful, and purposeful step at a time.